Honestly, when we start looking bigger picture, when you think of people who hit the lotto, you look at celebrities, you look at sports stars, you look at a lot of these $1 million income earners that are completely bankrupt. It is kind of crazy to think that you can have an absorbent amount of income and still be completely bankrupt in your personal life. There's much more to than just that income to be successful. We're going to be breaking those down. It is about how much money, what your net worth is, and what your savings rate is. That is really going to build you and build you wealth over a generation. So when you look at saving money and looking at income, you save money every single month. This is one of the big things. When you start thinking bigger picture, when you start thinking of our three buckets we talk about, where the first one is your income. So let's say you make $500,000 a year. Second one is your expenses. This is going to be the bucket that is going to make the huge difference in your life. If you're an individual making $500,000 a year and you're spending $500,000 a year, guess what? You don't have anything for IRAs. You don't have anything for 401ks. You're not saving anything at all. You have to save money and you have to save money. And when you start thinking about kind of the compounding interest and the exponential factor, where if you're, again, an individual that earns $500,000, if you're saving 15% of that income, you are going to exponentially increase your contributions up to that 15%, meaning a big chunk when it comes to contributions, when it comes to capping out, your 401k, your HSAs, your IRAs, everything for that with a high income is going to be super easy, not even going to hit that 15%. And then the rest of it can go in brokerage accounts, a lot of other places that you can put it. And again, it's about not only the money that you generate, but it is about the money that you're keeping. When we start thinking about retirement, automating everything at this point, even personally, again, if you're making 50,000 or 500,000, the automation, the investing process, that is the way that you can go ahead and you can invest a little bit of money at a time and you can see gigantic returns when you actually get to retirement. When we start thinking of 401ks and IRAs, they are the good option to put your money into. Now, of course, this doesn't really clean the slate, regardless of how much you make. Having an emergency fund and making sure either that or you're working towards it is going to be imperative. Having enough of that emergency fund to cover 3 to 6 months of savings is imperative if something should happen. If there's a job loss, if there's anything that happens in your life that requires additional funds, you have the money available. This keeps you from borrowing. A lot of people that we see why they're looking at bankruptcy, why they're going, a lot of different routes is because one, they don't have an emergency fund, and two, they're carrying a lot of debt. Even if you have the money, a lot of people are carrying an absorbent amount of debt, which again, some of it I don't understand as a financial counselor.